Napoleon Hill has influenced my life so much. I wish I could meet him in person. I wish he was still alive just so that I could thank him. I'm sure he knows the impact that he made while he was alive, and I'm sure he had a glimpse of the impact that his work has and continue to make on millions of lives. When I read Think and Grow Rich, it really shifted my perspective on making money. When I read his book, Laws of Success, which is actually the extended or the real manuscript that they watered down to Think and Grow Rich, and he dove into the secrets of sex transmutation, I was captivated by this idea. But here's the thing. Here's what he doesn't do. As much as I love Napoleon Hill, if I ever get the chance to meet him in heaven, I'm going to say, Napoleon, Mr. Hill, you didn't teach us how. You said all the benefits. You said it was the secret. You basically said unless a man is able to do this, he'll never become successful. He'll pretty much live like an animal. He'll only survive, and he'll never know anything above just survival. But he never taught us how. Hey, but that's where I've come in, because I'm going to teach you how. Hi, my name is Nakula, and I help men transmute their S3X frustration so you could become powerhouses both in and outside the bedroom. Go and take the free ejaculation control guide. It's the beginning of your transmutation journey. You've got to be able to control your ejaculation. You've got to be able to give up porn. You've got to be able to give up, this kind of internet S3X and really learn to use that energy in a conscious way. What Napoleon Hill doesn't teach you is how to actually transmute your energy. He talks about its importance. He tells you all the reasons why you must do it, but he never tells you how. So how do you do it? What you have to do is actually understand what is going on from a biological level all the way up to a spiritual level, and then you can work your way up that spectrum. When you practice semen retention, so how do you transmute your S3X energy? First of all, you have to have S3X energy to transmute. One of the biggest challenges that we face, that many men face today, is low libido. I mean, the amount of 30-year-old virgins, not because they're celibate monks and they've transcended and they're holy men, because they're simply not interested or feel no sexual drive. That is a huge problem in our society right now. Many people feel low libido, both men and women, and that is a sign of ill health. It's just a sign of bad health. S3X is part of life. It's actually one of the most basic motivation, meaning low libido. That's a sign of hormonal problems. That's a sign of bad health. So the first thing that you got to do, and it's the foundation for success, whether material success, spiritual success, relationship success, nothing happens unless health is there. Because this is the vehicle in which you experience life. So imagine that your car was broken down. Well, where are you going to go? Nowhere, right? You can't go nowhere. Imagine your body is breaking down. Where are you going to go? Nowhere. What experiences are you going to have? None. Why? So many men are living depressed, social anxiety, overweight. They got man boobs. All of this stuff is going on. It's become normalized. They're now making shirts and clothes that have bigger bellies because so many, dad bods. They're normalizing it. They're not, instead of telling you the truth, like you need to step up and we have become an unhealthy society, the powers to be are exploiting us. They're saying, oh, that's fine. It's normal. It's normal to have a gut. No, it's not normal to have a gut. Oh, it's normal to be overweight. No, it's not normal. It's prevalent. Prevalent and normal are not the same. Just because something is widely accepted doesn't mean it's intelligent. In fact, it's generally the opposite. Because the masses are generally dumb. Let's be real. They can't think for themselves and they're unwilling to face themselves. But I know if you're watching this channel, you're not part of that category because you wouldn't be attracted or care about this channel if you were. You would be, watching porn or playing a video game or something right now. Men who are watching this channel and watching this video are part of the percentage of men like myself that wants more from life, that wants to know who I am, what am I capable of, why am I here? You're asking the deeper human questions of life, and you're willing and brave enough to act upon it. And for that, I congratulate you. And I want you to know that that already sets you apart, kind of. No, more accurately, it gives you the potential to set you apart, because knowledge without acting upon it is useless. You can know everything about everything, but if you don't act upon it, it really makes no difference. In fact, I would even argue that you don't even know it yet. You kind of know it. You theoretically may understand it, but only when you act on something do you really know it. Then you get the internal experience of it, and then you're like, I get it. So the first thing that men have to do in this particular age, most men, is actually raise their libido. Now, if you have a high libido already, you're in good shape, you're healthy already, then great. Then you're already accomplished that. But if you're not, then that's where we're going to start. We're going to get you eating right. We're going to get you exercising. We're going to get you lifting weights. We're going to get you into the alchemy practices where you're going to learn to re-strengthen your body. Once your libido is raised, here comes your second challenge. Oh my gosh, what do I do with all this energy? Now, in modern world, that means go watch porn. Go use one of those fleshlights things. Ugh. I had one of those. I banged a sex doll once, I think twice in my life. I'll never do that shit again. Never will I put plastic around my cock. You know what I mean? Throw that crap out. You know what I mean? Move that shit away. Why? Because it's not real. You're training yourself to do something that with a freaking doll or your hand. Nature, God, did not design you to be jerking off. But the challenge is that we have S3X energy. We're building it because we're healthy. Now we need somewhere to put it. Well, that's where you need a relationship. That's where you need women around you. Or if you're gay, a partner around you. Right? You actually have to have real S3X. So put the fake stuff down, because it's also going to never allow you to transmute it. If you are going and jerking off or using one of these toys or something like this, you are not building yourself up. You're not allowing yourself to have enough energy to transmute. When Napoleon Hill was alive, these things were not prevalent. Like they were around. Some type of pornography and stimulants have always been around, but not the way they are today. Like in today's world, they're just everywhere. I mean, you can go on your cell phone right now and watch the most hardcore thing, right? At least when I was growing up, I mean, pornography came into my life about grade 9, grade 10, but still it didn't really come into my life till I was already, in my early 20s. Unfortunately, at that time in my life, I was in the music industry and I was really focused on that. So I was getting real S3X, not fake, because I was in the music industry, and that's just part of that industry. But the point is you have to actually let yourself feel horny and kind of feel that sexual frustration for a while. And then you have to learn how to open up your body so that energy starts to rise up in your body. How this happens is that when you practice semen retention, you start to build S3X energy. It's building. And you're feeling that pull. You're like, oh man, I really want some. Maybe I'll just go jerk off. Maybe I'll just go watch porn. Maybe I'll go grab one of those fleshlight thingies, right? Then you go, nope, I ain't going to do that. So what happens is, over time, your body has all this energy, but it doesn't know what to do with it. So what it does is it starts to turn the raw semen into gas. In Ayurveda, they call it ojas, aura. Basically, think of water being heated up and turned into a gas, and that gas begins to float upwards. So similarly, what ends up happening is your semen is then turned into like a gas-like substance or an energy in a more pure form. It's not material anymore. It's just energy. And this energy begins to flow upwards in your body. Because of our modern lifestyle, sedentary lifestyles, jerking off from a young age, all of these different types of activities, video games and all this stuff, most of our energy can't flow upwards because our energetic centers, known as the chakra system, or our hormonal system. The chakra system, if you're like, I'm not sure if I believe in chakras, I don't know if energy centers exist. First of all, through sexual alchemy in the course that I teach, you'll know they exist because you'll literally feel them. Once you have enough energy flowing through your chakra system and you're clean enough, you'll feel it. It won't be just imagination. You will have a tangible feeling of your own energy. But what ends up happening is because our chakras are blocked because of negative emotions, low self-esteem, anxiety, worry, and the million ways that we are poisoning ourselves in this age, that energy often gets stifled, and many guys experience that as blue balls or sexual frustration. And that leads them to, again, jerking off, watching porn, or having affairs, or doing all these other things. So what happens is, what you need to do is open those energy channels up. And that requires energy practices in this age. That requires some meditation, qigong flows, a little bit of yoga. Nothing crazy. You don't have to become a yogi. You don't have to go and, do it's nothing like crazy. But by taking on a few disciplines and practices, simple tools and techniques, what ends up happening is your energy then opens up. Your channels open up. And as they open up, the gas that's being created through the stimulation of through the storing of your semen begins to flow upwards in the body. As now it's transmuted, it's transformed or alchemized. They're all different words saying the same thing, going from one thing to another thing, like a caterpillar into a butterfly. It's a transformation. Alchemy used to be the science of taking metals and turning them into gold, or see, can I transform this into gold? S3X alchemy is the science behind taking your raw semen and sexual energy and transforming it into ojas, spiritual energy, or your light body. As you retain for longer periods of time, you get more and more energy, and your aura begins to expand. And this is what men have figured out makes them more attractive. Now, there's other aspects to it, because what happens is testosterone is stimulated. The more testosterone, specifically what's known as free testosterone. So there's different types of testosterone. There's testosterone that binds to like proteins, and then there's free testosterone. About 5% of your testosterone is what's known as free testosterone. If we can up that to 6-7%, you will have a massive difference in your psychology, your energy, your motivation, your masculine qualities. Because free testosterone is actually what's going to give you that extra. It's going to make you more superhuman, sort of say. It's not that you're really superhuman. It's just that you're starting to hit potential of your own physical and mental body that most men will never ever achieve or even know exists, because one, they're too ignorant to actually open up to anything outside of their own paradigm, and two, even if they happen to come across this channel or this knowledge, if they don't happen to dismiss it as just bullshit, they'll then justify their actions, or they just won't develop enough strength or willpower to actually be able to see this happen. Hence why only about 5% of the world is financially free, have great relationships that they truly like. We know 50% of marriages are ending in divorce. We can talk about the millions of marriages who are silently unhappy or resent each other because there's no connection there. So you'll be able to surpass all of that by doing this. As your energy is transmuted or used in other ways. And by the way, if you're thinking, does this mean he's saying that I can never bust again? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you got to bare minimum stop the jerking off and the pornography, right? Have real S3X. Then you can take it up a notch and you can have non-ejaculatory S3X, and you can experience non-ejaculatory orgasms, which is that energy body. When your energy body vibrates and pulsates, it pulsates through your entire full body. Orgasms with practice become more intense and more pleasurable than real ejaculation. So eventually even the taste of ejaculation becomes like, why would I do that? I feel so good when I don't. But anyways, this is how you do it. Now, I know because I've already had guys say, well, I don't know that you need to do all that because, look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson practiced retention, right? He was celibate so that he could become heavyweight champ. And yeah, that's right. But he had an outlet. He wasn't consciously practicing it. His outlet was his fighting. Now, Mike Tyson could have probably used me as well because he also beat some women and ended up in jail and got in trouble with women because he was too aggressive and had a ton of problems where he made money and lost it all. That was all due to S3X frustration. If he practiced some meditation, learned to transmute it, learned to connect his heart, his balls, and his mind again, he learned to become one instead of fragmented. Most of us are so fragmented. That's why we have so much inner conflict, right? We're so fragmented. Once you become whole again, complete, that's what integrity means, whole and complete. I'm one thing. My balls and mind, one. Balls, heart, mind, one. Not separate. Not, there was a kidnapper, what was his name? Something Castro. He held women in his basement for so long and made them do all of these things and these just disgusting things from his frustration. And you know what he used to say to these women that he kept captive? He used to call his cock Charlie. He'd be like, Charlie, what Charlie wants, Charlie gets. Basically what he was saying is my cock is so in control of me that I'm literally willing to kidnap women, keep them in my basement, torture them just so I can get off. Of course, that's an extreme example of S3X frustration, but we can all relate to different degrees. The transmutation of this energy frees you from your vices. It makes you self-satisfied, where you just feel content with life. You're happy, you're content, you're peaceful, and peace is power. When you have inner peace, you have power. Nobody can control you. Nobody can master you. Governments and big corporations can't manipulate you to try to get you to do whatever they want that's in their interest and not yours. So Napoleon Hill brought this to the world. And unfortunately, most people still, to this day, have not read Think and Grow Rich or The Laws of Success, even though it's probably, in my opinion, it should be taught in schools. But most people haven't done it. Most people still chalk up to success as luck or chance. That's why they play the lottery instead of building a business and developing skills, right? Maybe I'll just win the lottery. It's not how finances and wealth is created. For those who did read it, many of them I've talked to, because I coach many successful men. So of course, I've read Think and Grow Rich many times. But yeah, I always struggle with that chapter because I never really understood how to do it. And that's where I'm fulfilling the rest of his mission, is I'm teaching men how to do it so that they can capture the essence of the book Think and Grow Rich, and they can have that high vibrational energy, and they can become powerhouses both in and outside the bedroom. I promise you these techniques will forever transform your life in a positive way. So if you haven't started on your journey, go take the free ejaculation control guide. The link is in the description. There's some other links and resources. You can connect with me directly. Let's work together and let's make you the man God created you to be.